along this, I really hate when Ellen Page came out. She also came out a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Ellen Page came out, and so many people on Twitter were like, surprise, surprise. That's not the fucking point.
No, it's not. It's not the point.
That's not the point.
The openly part of openly gay is the important point. Gay.
Yeah.
If gay was the important point, whoop-de-doo. You might as well congratulate people on being straight.
Yeah.
The openly gay is the important point because of the culture of...
It's important and historic that a guy in a notoriously homophobic environment like the NFL comes out and does that before he's even in, like, going through the draft.
Sure.
His career, his livelihood, the thing that he's worked most of his life toward is jeopardized by him saying that. That's awesome. I don't know what's at stake for an actress.
I think it's going to be hard for her to get I think it's going to get harder.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying
I hope it doesn't.
I mean, I hope so too. I don't know what the actual ramifications might be.
Well, I also don't want to live in a world where she has to sit and think about whether or not she's famous enough or high stakes enough to be. I don't know.
What I was going to say is what's insane is that it merits press conference status now. Like, it's crazy.
Sure does.
We have to come out and all the fucking floodlights have to be on and go, hey, everybody, I am gay, and people are like it's a big crisis for everybody. It's insanity.
I said this on Twitter, but I feel like at some point we're going to live in a world where just saying who you are isn't like a brave political statement, you know? No, it really shouldn't.
Well,
be.
good.
But
We'll get there.
Right?
We'll get there if people stop wearing hairpieces and stop having implants and stop being ashamed of what they are.
I felt like an asshole for watching her. I flipped by her press conference and she was talking about it. I'm like, I'm not against her or against what she's doing. Like, who gives a shit? Like, why is this a fucking story? It's crazy. But
it's a story because it needs to be a story so that it's not a story in the future.
I know, but I'm just saying, let's fucking grow up as a fucking country or a world. Let's get past it. Holy fuck! And that's why I love Johnny Weir for fucking dressing up like an absolute
But what also sucks is that he can do it in Russia, but nobody else can.
It'll be
they're on cameras.
It'll be funny the day there's like some thresholds that we cross don't feel like thresholds, like the space program when it's like, okay, we've been exploring space so long that we like remember in Apollo 13 there's that sad scene where they're like. They're not on TV right now. They think they're on TV, but they're not on TV because you know why? Because we're so fucking good at exploring space that as a species we've succeeded at something.
I just hope we get a female.
There will come a point where there will be some actor, ladies and gentlemen, daytime Emmy winner Kyle Flanagan. I'm gay. Boom! And you hear like one picture. It's like his mom. And then
I always knew you could do it.
There it is. The non-shot heard not around the world for gayness. We are officially equal with gays. It doesn't matter anymore because it's important. Is my point? We shouldn't bully people for being gay. We probably should. We're not really allowed to because if Tom Cruise came out tomorrow, it would be a big fucking deal.
Oh, that would be a big fucking deal.
And he hasn't yet.
For a lot of reasons.
And the fact that he hasn't yet is important. And so
John Travolta.
Since he's not going to yet, if 8 people underneath him that equal one Tom Cruise underneath him all come out,
there's been so much denial for a lot of people and through a lot of culture that now the guy that didn't say 8 years ago when he went into the first locker room with his NFL teammates, now that's weird to do it. At some point when you've just denied it for your whole life, it's heroic when people go, look, guess what, everybody, I'm coming clean. That's fucking awesome. I just wish that like we're saying, that wasn't the top story.
There were also then 10 years after that, after we achieved that fucking high watermark of it doesn't matter if you're where you put your wiener, there'll be a guy who's like, you know what? I don't know where I want to put my wiener. Put a label on that. Call it asexual. Call it still figuring it out. Leave me alone. Then that guy will be a hero. As long as there's a status quo, there's going to be people who are heroic for confronting it until we get to the point where we're all actually just honest with each other. Until we're not hiding things from each other. Because only then will we be truly different from the animals that we descended from. We are such political mammals. We invented it so like when we were these squirrel creatures. And we are shaking that legacy. I feel like it's we're constantly in a battle with ourselves over whether or not we're going to become insectoid or gods. And I don't know which is worse or which is better. What turns us into gray people with almond eyes that are floating through the cosmos seeking other people's DNA so they can splash themselves with some genetic Campari. I don't know, but I know that right now it's not a great idea to lobby for Borgness. I get bummed out when people are like offended by everything and like let's all be perfect and Roddenberry. But you gotta high five people who, in the face of all of this chaos, they rise up against the immediate things that make it difficult for them.